This will be part 3 of our teaching that we're doing on righteousness. Are you righteous? We're trying to identify, or not trying to, but we're identifying what the Scripture has to say about the righteous, about who are the righteous ones that the Scripture is talking about. And is it talking about just keeping good, doing good deeds and living a good moral life? Are those the ones that the Scripture is talking about as being righteous? And you're going to see as we continue our study of this that that's not accurate. In fact, the Scripture says over the book of Romans chapter 3 that there's none righteous, no, not one. Now, see, a lot of people quote that and say, well, nobody's righteous. Well, you're accurate in the fact that there is none righteous outside the kingdom of Yahuah. Because every person, because we have inherited our sinful nature from our fathers, it's been passed down through Adam, through him, age after age has passed that nature, that sin nature, down to mankind. It says in the book of Ephesians that we were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. In other words, we were by nature, it was our nature to act like a sinner. I've said this many times, it shouldn't surprise us when we turn the television on or we read a newspaper or in the news hear some of all the terrible acts that people are doing, the killings that's going on, all the horrible things that mankind does to one another, because it's man's nature to act that way. He's a sinner. He's on the way to hell. He's a child of the devil, of Shaitan. And unless he's born again or born from above, that's going to be his destiny. That's where he will spend eternity. Outside, in outer darkness, he will spend it away from the kingdom of Yahuah. And he'll suffer the punishment and judgment of the things that he's done in his body. Oh, that's why it's so important to be born from above, to make sure that you know that you've received the Mashiach, that you have life in you, you have the Ruach in you, you have the Spirit in you, because that's what makes you righteous before our Father. And so, I'm going to read in 1 Corinthians today, chapter 6, and Paul says in verse 9, he says, "Know you not that the unrighteous," we're talking about righteous, and then we're talking about now the unrighteous, "Know you not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of Yahuah? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetousness, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahuah." And then he says, and that sounds pretty, that might cover a whole bunch of people. That might even cover you in some category right there. But he says, and listen, he's saying these are just symptoms of those that are unrighteous. In other words, this is the fruit of their unrighteousness. But he says, and such, verse 11, and such were some of you. Oh, some of you, some of us, we fell in some of these areas of the things that Paul has listed here. But he said, but such were some of you, but you are washed, but you are separated, sanctified, you are separated. But you are justified, declared righteous is what that means, justified in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach and by the Ruach of Yahuah. Did you hear what I said? You are justified, you are cleansed, you are washed, you are sanctified, you are justified. Someone said the definition of justified is to be just as if you never sinned. You're justified in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach and by the Spirit of Yahuah, or the Ruach of Yahuah. See, that's what causes you to be justified before Him, is that you've received of His Spirit, and we become partakers of the divine nature. When I think about that, I just want to run, I just want to get so excited. I think about, wow, I've become partakers of Yahuwah's nature. He's imparted His Ruach into me and into you if you're a believer, if you've received the Mashiach. But see, again, it's not works of righteousness which we have done, but again, it's according to His mercy that He saved us. And it's by faith. See, Abraham believed Yahuah, and it was accounted to him for what? Righteousness. See, it was by faith. It wasn't because Abraham kept all the commandments or the Torah. And actually, that Moses was before. I mean, Abraham was before the 10 Commandments. You know that. So, but with all that said, he was declared righteous because of his faith. And the Scripture declares, and the Scripture foreseeing that Yahuah would justify us through faith, declared and that in Abraham all nations shall be blessed. And the reason they are is because he is our example that righteousness is found in believing Yahuah. Just like Abraham believed Yahuah and it was accounted. In other words, Yahuah accounted him as righteous, treated him as if he was righteous. But see, listen, the righteousness that Abraham walked in, see, it was a temporary. It was temporary. The fact is that he did not have the ruach in Abraham in him, because it had not been given yet. Because Yahushua, who had to pay the price first for man's redemption, that penalty of sin had to be paid in order for the ruach to be given to those that believe. Well, thank you for joining us on this session, and we'll pick up on our next. And again, I love you. Yahuah loves you. And Baruch haba Bashem Yahuah. Blessed is he who comes in the name of Yahuah. Shalom.